Kenya joined the rest of the world in celebrating the International Youth Day on the 12th of August. The day was designated by the United Nations as a means of drawing attention towards issues affecting the members of the most endangered demographic in the world today, the youth. In Kenya, the Church World Service, an international humanitarian and developmental organization, sponsored and organized a highly publicized event at the Uhuru Park grounds in the country's capital, Nairobi, to mark the celebrations. In line with this year's theme, Dialogue and Mutual Understanding, the Church World Service organized a photo exhibition and trade fair in celebration of the youth's energy, imagination, and initiative, while recognizing young people's contributions in enhancing peace and development. The Church World Service sponsored event was also aimed at highlighting the problems facing the youth in Kenya and the rest of the world in their struggle to better their lives and that of the society at large. Emphasis was particularly placed on the strength that the youth possess, as well as identifying the numerous opportunities available for the youth to empower themselves economically and socially. Apart from local youth, participants were drawn from the larger East African region with presentations from countries like Rwanda, which is slowly emerging from the effects of the 1994 genocide. In light of the challenges that affect the youth in their day-to-day lives, the event also raised awareness of how youth living under overwhelming circumstances have been able to empower themselves economically while contributing towards national development.
Yani we mume wangu, utaki hawa watoto wende youth group.
Na kuuliza, umewachilia wakaenda, si ndio?
Wameenda. Kwani tulikuwa hapo, hapo ukuona wakienda?
Yameisha. Mimi na wewe divorce but one.
Unganipa kitambo, maana nitashukuru sana ukinipa hiyo divorce.
Haya, sawa.
Na kwa taarifa yako, hivi unavyoniona naondoka naenda women's group. Wasikia?
Hiyo women group ina wanaume.
Nikirudi hapa. Wasikia? Nikirudi hapa, nipate hivyo vyombo umeviosha, nyumba umeifuta, nguo umezifua, sawa?
As a means of providing an alternative to orphan and vulnerable children's care and support programming, the Church World Service came up with a Giving Hope program to assist in identifying specific skill sets possessed by orphaned youth that can positively contribute to the protection and economic empowerment of their families. George Arende of the Church World Service, who was one of the organizers of this inspiring event, explains the genesis of the Church World Service Giving Hope program and what they hope to accomplish during this year's International Youth Day.
So it's basically just to bring out the voices of the youth, their concerns, their skills. As you can see behind, we have like an exhibition that is going on. Young people have so much talent. They have so much expectation, but they're not given that voice. They're not given that opportunity because of the stereotype mentality that people have against them, that they are violent, they are people who expect only handouts. So it's purely to just bring out the youth issues, to give them a platform to talk about their issues, showcase their talents, present their challenges, and hoping that at least governments, politicians globally, they're able to listen to them.
As a means of addressing the vulnerability of the youth to exploitation by selfish politicians, the Church World Service had a post-election violence exhibition stand which reminded the young participants of the depth they had sunk during the 2007-2008 post-election skirmishes that left over 1,300 Kenyans dead and over 500,000 others displaced from their homes. Caroline Thuo explains how the initiative has helped orphaned youth in raising their siblings while empowering them economically, as well as impacting their culture of positive recreation among the youth to prevent them from engaging in antisocial behavior.
Giving Hope program is about recognizing the assets that youth have and developing their skills so that they can improve their quality of life at the household level and so that they can be able to take care of their families. So the youth that you see here today are youth who have responsibilities of, on average about 4 children in their household, and most of them do not have parents. And so today they are celebrating the fact that they have been able to succeed as youth by themselves. And Church World Service and partners is just to encourage them, to stimulate them, and give them opportunities for skills development and capital.
One of the beneficiaries of the Giving Hope program is Jane Kanyiva from the Pioneer Working Group. Jane, who was orphaned at an early age, had lost all hope in life until she heard of the program from one of her friends. After receiving financial assistance, Jane proceeded to establish a successful business venture in the form of a beauty salon.
Before I started group, I was hopeless, I was jobless, and now, through Mathare Mothers Development Center, they introduced me to Groots Kenya, and from there, the Groots Kenya were able to support me to start a small business, and now I have my salon, and my mom died 2006. Na vile nilianza hii group, tunasaidiana pia psychosocial support, and nafurahia tu kwa hii group.
Another beneficiary is Silva Ringemera, a Rwandese national who lost his parents in the 1994 genocide. He explains how the program has assisted him in overcoming the unbearable hardships he experienced after losing his parents.
We had so many problems after losing our parents. We missed the school fees to join the schools, the secondary schools. They supported us. Others who are not in the secondary school, they helped them to make handicraft like those we are presenting. Even us who performed in the secondary school, we missed the job, but we joined others in the handicraft. Right now, we gain money to assist our small brothers and sisters. So this program is meaningful for me and my group.
Since its creation in 2002, the Ministry of Youth Affairs in Kenya has come under constant criticism from critics and Kenyan youth alike for its apparent inability to effectively address the problems affecting the youth, especially in terms of providing financial assistance to facilitate youth entrepreneurship. Joanne Warumuli, the Principal Training Officer in the Ministry of Youth Affairs, explains the government's role in empowering the youth and the challenges it is facing in executing its mandates.
Than they've been before. Our mission as a ministry is to be a leader in nurturing and empowering youth and sports persons in building a better Kenya. We are on a mission to maximize the potential of the youth and sports persons through participatory engagements that serve their needs and aspirations in building the nation. We wish to have youth who are productive, youth who are satisfied, youth who are happy, and if they are happy, satisfied, and empowered, they'll be able to help us build a peaceful, working, productive nation.
At the trade fair, several items ranging from traditional handicrafts, footwear, and African art pieces were on display. The products are a true testament of just how boundlessly talented Kenyan youth are. One of the participants at the trade fair shared his experience on the challenges he has encountered while trying to sell some of his art pieces. Linda Robbins, the CWS Director for Foundation and Corporate Gifts, also had a word of inspiration for the youth.
and we adults appreciate you and honor you. You are our heroes. You have grown together as working groups like small forests. You have sheltered one another with your shade. You are empowering one another with your collective work, and you are inspiring one another with your dreams. I was asked to inspire you a bit today, but over the past 6 years, you youth of the Giving Hope program have inspired me, an old woman, to stick with it a bit longer, to do what an old person does.
At the conclusion of the day's celebrations, it was realized that there is a strong need for some concerted efforts by the government as well as other stakeholders in the private sector to ensure that the youth are empowered to help themselves instead of them being looked down upon as a burden to the state. There also needs to be an increased level of commitment towards investment in the youth as a resource for the future prosperity of the country and the world in general, as well as strengthening partnerships among the government, academia, civil society organizations, the private sector, and the media to enhance and support holistic youth development. Through its Giving Hope program, the Church World Service on its part is dedicated towards empowering and supporting the youth as agents of change and peace, as well as effectively addressing the plight of orphaned and vulnerable children.
Johnny.